One Vision GH, your best online news portal.
Adeshimai mame mamu nyina ma hye biemu emraso biemu se yedi enkomo na ene enkomo no apomode wonsem na yedi adru so no ye ka manyosem no ye dwen Ghana ho no na ye dwen apomode ho fi sempanifo aka me ate ase se enkwan woyi eno eni panyi na hode nso hu hia fi se adwuma na wo mu se wo kwakoye no se wuni apomode abede wako akwantuo na wo se wo ko vacation na wo ko no business meeting na wo ko no wuni ahode a obeden na wako sebi wo no esi wa onuti wani abre no se wuni ahode a obeden na watwi enuti na One Vision GH abreni abribia ye dwem ho a ye fa ne kakran na ye de akafua se ne be ya ye nya ye betimi abo ye ho eban na ene nkomo a ye ba bedi no ye ni mopie ne opanya woni mu de ye kase wobi researcher minim se wate ase enye wobi keka wono wokwa na wakwakwatam de onim no oka obi a wasua de obi a woni mu de obi a wahunu de na ebedi enkomo de afa sebi empamu enna na empamu enna no ma bi koba wom de omsegu omutibo ebu mu be ma kan 10 gram ogina ho patum se bre ye bekoye obekwa aba no bo hote hwi ne kotre yam shroma beka kiro enko ba bia enka hui enka jakura na sebi akase eno nkomo na ye ba bedi ye ba behwe sexual dysfunctioning e free hen and sexual weakness na ebi eka no eye dan na wo ba egina ho be ma gina ho a Nyankopon edi ni nyina ma yen na so wo de tare a enkoye eno tie ne anopai me ne eye openyi Steve Konu na ebedi nkomo penyi ye researcher na se na medical kan ye ka researcher wonye obi a wotete ni mfikyire na oba beka oyo obi a wonim de worka. Boss, welcome.
Thank you.
There is One Vision GH. Today we will speak English and Twi.
Yes, right.
Please, hope you understand Twi.
Yeah,
So when I say,
a little bit.
oh,
Yes.
Twi.
Yes,
Oh, Abusianti, and command by the pa. Say, boss, what Twi.
No, but not too much.
They're not too much. They're close there. Don't worry. We will sail through. We will pass. Eze usia ye be kwa no brofo ni twi ye be blend se wate asenti mo amunte munim se mete brofo ne mu behu ni nyina nti nkomo no afei na wa be join ya ye be di nkomo e dia fa sexual dysfunctioning ho na me ni owura Steve na e be di sa nkomo nti brofo no sum ye dude mo wa se na brofo edu no na wa me ye hu na afei wa breaking it down question bi a wo no so obetimi ya no e de amount. Sir, you are welcome once again.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So our first question for the day, when we talk of sexual dysfunction, what is sexual dysfunction?
Okay, for the record, you said it already. I'm not a medical doctor. I've not been to any medical school.
Okay.
I'm just a researcher, and I always say, I know some stuff.
Okay.
That is it. Okay, so if you're talking about erectile dysfunction, that is when, a lot of guys, they find it difficult to keep their rod hard. The erection, they can't get it right because of so many things. There are so many things that comes into play. So if you have erectile dysfunction and you think you want to take a shortcut, maybe to go get some Viagra or Cialis, that is not really a good way. Yes. So,
Abusia, opeyin no nsem ne brofo no a waka ne kaka ni na mebisa ne se eba empamu na ye kase enkoyi a eno ye den na wache se ne oka ne nsem no directed ma mema wo kiremu se sexual dysfunction na say irrational dysfunction no ye se wo be ma round no wontimi enkwa wo se wo ni straight no je se wo ko shortcut wo ko sesa sanema bi bebre no eno na wache se enye. But specifically, is it for men, or does that happen to only men, or both men and women?
Yeah, it goes for women also.
How?
Because women, if your hormones are not balanced, you need, let's say, the nitric.
But we don't erect. Women don't erect.
No, the clitoris is blood is supposed to flow in there.
Okay.
For it to gorge, like to become very hard.
Okay.
Because a woman, you can't get
so
orgasm.
Is that our erection?
Yeah, the woman's vagina is the other side of a penis, but turned upside down.
Okay.
So women also, they get, for a woman to get orgasm, the blood need to flow to the clitoris for it to gorge, and that's when you get orgasm. Without that, you can't get orgasm.
Ebusu ya masada ni interpreter na me host me chia me say interpreter na de openi Steve kanya me bisa ne say man so no yetimi enya eye wo hawi bi no che say you man so yetimi nya stebi me bisa say na say mema na wo ho sori no che say man so no ye ho sori sebi ye ba no ketekete na ye hyemu no wo say moja fam na ye den ana say gina so ho kakra no na wa ma yate ase no ti no irrational dysfunction ana say sexual dysfunction no wa ma yate ase se enya mema nkwanti na sebi mudi si ani enkoye na mode hye mema no nko ano wo che say entesa. Please can we come down to tree? I want to tree on. Yes. For tree no blend it. Na I have for no for the viewers' sake.
Yeah, maybe okay. I can try.
So what are the causes of erectional dysfunction?
Erectile dysfunction is, sometimes it depends on the type of food people are eating.
Food?
Yeah, mostly it's food. And then the second thing too can also be stress.
Stress, no, say a breath?
Yes, breath, something like that, yes. So
can you explain further with the food aspect? Explain further.
The food aspect, if you are eating a lot of soybean, drinking soy milk, drinking from a lot of plastics, if you are using perfumes, deodorant, cologne, sprays, all those things, they are highly estrogenic. And if you're eating things...
Plastic, like this water in these plastic bottles we take every day, or plastic as in this rubber we put our food in when we go to the food vending point, or what kind of...
Yeah, the plastic is a nasty, nasty stuff, Plastic contains a lot of biphenyls. Okay. Those are the pesticides for plastics. Plastics has been around for, from the beginning they were trying to produce plastics, but they always became mold. Everybody knows mold. Yeah. So it never came into the market till they were able to get this pesticide, biphenyl. So they put it in, and then the plastic doesn't become moldy. But then they have plastics that are free of biphenyl A. So they call them the BPA free. If you have those type of plastics, it's good. But the normal plastics, the one they sell the pure water in, the Voltic, all those things, they are nasty, nasty stuff. The problem is that when they bring the plastics, the water in it, they put it in the sunshine. Okay. The sun is shining on it. It's going to be a problem because, everybody knows plastics, they have a lifespan of 3 million years. Okay. The only thing that can biodegrade plastics is the sunlight. So now if the shops want to sell their plastics water bottle, they will transport it maybe in the truck, exposed to sunlight. They bring it, they put it in front of the shop.
This sachet water and this bottled water are not good for our health.
They're highly not good. Wow. That's the reason why you can see here, before you never saw things like hormonal imbalance. You see little boys with boobs. It's xenoestrogen, that is artificial estrogen.
So how
and then you see little girls.
We store our water?
Yeah, the plastic, if you expose plastic to sunlight, there's problem. If you stick plastic in microwave, it's problem. The the body, we need estrogen, but we need natural estrogen. We have estrogen, estriol, estriadol, estrone. All these are estrogen. But the plastic, they have this xenoestrogen, meaning artificial estrogen. Same as coming from the perfumes and the colognes and all those things. They disrupt your hormonal system. Because the body doesn't recognize it as the body will pick it, but it's not a natural estrogen. So, women, you need estrogen to get pregnant. Okay, well, you need progesterone. The master hormone of women is progesterone, men is testosterone. And the plastic, they cut it, and then, it turns it into xenoestrogen, meaning something that is artificial. So it will cause hormonal imbalance. Your reproductive system, it can cause you to be infertile. If you're a man, it can cause you to have erectile dysfunction.
Abusia bebre na ora Steve aka na bebre na wokan ye no bibisa no se wo hwe sexual na erectional dysfunction na den the kofa ba na baby a wadu no che se aduane so no wobobo ye che se rubber ye no munsuo bottled water ye se bi mu se wo no bottle munsuo a e prema ni ade no wa kire say eye de na emom no ye hwe ye nsuo bi a esi a traffic mu behu no na ya park nsuo no na esi wawiem na wayi na woton wo kire say no say na plastic na ho de tie no awia pe ena timi say eye sa plastics no nti nsuo na ye nonom na awia mu no anase egu awia mu ane asa akogu fridge mu no wo chese emwa wo bobo niema so enu tesi ane ye wo causes of sexual anase irrational dysfunction mpacho wo kan bibi so se perfume how perfume so ye then na perfume so e dey how iba.
Yeah, the perfumes they have this xenoestrogen. They are loaded with xenoestrogen, aluminum, parabens, triclosan. All those are nasty carcinogens. It means they cause cancer, and then it will also disrupt your hormonal system. It can affect your thyroid. Thyroid is the master hormone. If it doesn't work, you have problem with erection. If you're a woman, you have problem with fertility. Same with men also.
But please, let's see something. With the food, we take in food. But perfume is something we use outside, like here, and all day. So how come perfume causes something, or perfume causes erectional dysfunction?
Yes, you see, people think the skin is just, it's not permeable, meaning the skin, nothing can get through. You know, the fact is, if you know you can't swallow something, if you know you can't drink something, don't put it on your skin. Because if you put it on your skin, within 5 minutes, it's in your blood. Within 5 minutes, it's in your blood. If you swallow something, maybe your liver can help to filter it out. Maybe the hydrochloric acid enzyme activity, breaking it down, the dipeptides, the tripeptides, they can help to filter and the things don't end up in your blood. Your skin is like a sponge. Okay. Anything you put on it, it goes direct into your blood. So if you know you can't drink something, don't put it on your skin. Because if you put it on your skin, you don't have a mechanism where maybe something will filter or prevent it from ending into your blood. But the skin, it goes direct inside the blood, 5 minutes. If you put your feet on it, within seconds, it's in your blood.
So with these perfumes, are there special ones which are suitable for the body, or all perfumes?
Except you make your own natural perfumes.
How?
Like you take some of the flowers, lavender, whatever, you make your own natural perfume. But all this perfume, the plugins, they put these chemicals, this nasty chemical like triclosan, even isopropyl alcohol, which can also give you cancer by way of, you know, this alcohol. If you put it on your skin. You know, normally our skin, we have bacteria on your skin. That is your first defense. Okay. And if you put these things there, they kill the bacteria. So when they kill the bacteria, you don't even have a defense. So then if something lands on your skin, it goes direct bypass. And this isopropyl alcohol, you know, the skin sometimes, you know, when this thing gets into your body, when it gets bypassed the protective mechanism and it gets inside your body, you know, we have parasite. There is no human on this planet who don't have parasite. So, you know, the parasites, they lay eggs inside the human body. Okay. And normally, they are not supposed to hatch. When you go poop, the eggs come out and then they hatch. That is their normal cycle. Then they get back inside the human body, maybe when you eat food or something, you know. But the eggs are not supposed to hatch inside your body. And if you use this isopropyl alcohol, or even those mechanics, using this diesel and all those oil, when it goes inside your skin, it peels off the eggshell of the eggs. When the parasites, they hatch inside your body, you got problem, cancer.
Wow.
And you know, I can tell you straight, there are a lot of people who have cancer, diagnosed with cancer. It's parasite activity, it's parasite.
Abusia ye di enkomo eneno yakọ yapomodin mu nsem kakra na mene owura Steve na edi enkomo na baabi a yeduru no bebre na wokan ye no menim se mahwefo modome na bibia obi kan ye versatile menim se do kan wate ase na emom no ye nuan ma na ahwefo ase bi omonte ase enti no bibisa opanyin no se eden ne kofa se oba na bema eba empamagudi a wontimi enye hit point no moya ma ne pia wo na wo che se aduane yedika koso wo che se enhwehwamade eye perfume so no so no emwa oba besia bi tena se ene perfume no wo de odigu na so achi wo de odigu ne ha neha ka was this is a blend of perfume me perfume isi abonten a oboa wo mi twa ho a wo nya bi nto ba bia eno ora Steve say perfumes no so no emwa fi se nipadua no de yedi koyeyam no de de ka no ayese support se ne a wo de support to a wodi nsuogu mu a ekọ ase a na se te se sonye enu nti no de de be ka nipadua no ayese ya ani ankoyeyam nti no enkoyeyam no na wo chiemu se perfumes no emwa na ye wo bacteria bi wo ye honam ni mu eno aye na ho te se sojani eno na bibia ka nipadua na eboa ema ne ba abontinti no perfume no alcohol wom alcohol no so anu odin eti se ka no na bacteria no essay no be kakra na widie no se na se bi emu ma ne mema ye po a wo sati sunku bi a na wo honam no why no defense na wo why ntimre ne so na so oban ne ba wo boa wo nya obi ma ne nkoma eno no ame ate ase se perfumes nso mema ne ma no ya wo mo entimi nyina so enche no ma se bi entenka wo bra se bi mema da ye so no perfume no so eka ho going forward you've mentioned 2 causes. Are there any more causes of erectional dysfunction?
Yeah, like I mentioned, soil.
Soil, okay.
People look at soil, they think soil is health. You know, I don't want to mess up anybody's business, those in the soil industry. But soil is a nasty, nasty stuff. And soil, even as a matter of fact, is not a natural food.
Okay.
Soil came from the military industrial complex.
So what of the soybeans?
Yeah, the soybeans.
It's
That's
natural.
what I'm talking about. It's not a natural stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and most of the soy, they are genetically modified. And everybody knows what genetic modified organisms are. If you are a human and you are eating food that is genetically modified, the more genetically modified food you eat, the less human you become. So if you eat a lot of genetically modified food, you become less human. You are becoming like artificial. Okay. That's just a fact. Everybody can go.
So soybean, as we know it to be natural, is not natural.
Soybean is nasty stuff. It's highly estrogenic, like I said. And this estrogen, it blocks your body from even absorbing minerals. You know, trypsin inhibitor. You know, the liver produces enzymes, systemic enzymes or proteolytic enzymes, trypsin, chymotrypsin. And the trypsin actually is an enzyme your liver produces to ward off cancer cells. Okay. And soy kills trypsin. It's a trypsin inhibitor. Okay. So it means it doesn't let the liver produce this trypsin. And trypsin is what kills cancer cells. So even if you have a therapy, like you use enzymes, systemic enzymes like trypsin, and somebody have cancer, you can knock off cancer with these enzymes. And soy kills it.
So are they the 3 main causes of erectional dysfunction?
Erectile dysfunction can also come from stress. If you have a lot of stress, you can, because you see the way the body works, the body is very intelligent. Okay. There is a hormone, or should I say a master hormone in the body they call pregnenolone. The pregnenolone is like at the top like this, and then like a triangle, at the top of a triangle. On the left side, it feeds a hormone that is called a sexual hormone. Okay. And it feeds the other side of the reproductive hormone, or the sexual hormone, and then the other side goes this way, it feeds the stress hormone. Okay. If you're under stress, pregnenolone is not going to pay attention to your reproductive organ, because as a human, you can live, you will not die if you don't have a reproductive organ. If you don't deliver, you're a man, you don't function, you will not die. But if the pregnenolone doesn't take care of your stress hormone, you're going to die. That's why we need... Correct. That's why we need, you need to secrete things like what I call adrenaline, cortisol, in such a way that if you are fearful, if you're under constant pressure, you are afraid, maybe like the lion or the tiger is chasing you, the pregnenolone is supposed to secrete and take care of your stress hormone to produce adrenaline and then cortisol. And this one pumps a lot of blood inside your muscles, and also makes your brain, your brain opens your eye to be sharp so that you'll be able to run. Like you see, let's say, a mother who has a child trapped somewhere, and this woman, maybe she's not even strong, but because she's under adrenal stress or because of the stress, she'll be able to even lift up a car, take the child under. So that is this master hormone, the pregnenolone, taking care of your stress hormone. But you see, that system, we need it in short term. That is, if a tiger is, very short time. Correct. Okay. Then the pregnenolone takes care of the pumps a lot of adrenaline, cortisol, to help you to run, give you strength and all that stuff. And that is what in the body they call the pituitary adrenal axis. The hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. The hypothalamus and the pituitary, they are on top of the brain stem. Okay. And then your adrenal is on top of your kidney. So that is the way the body works. But if you're under everyday stress, maybe from your partner, stress from your job, stress from your school, or even you wake up early morning, you're supposed to go to work, and then look at all the stress on the road. You have to wait long time. Because people think they will just only say stress when they are fighting with somebody or having problem. But stress, you want to go to job, and then you're on a motorway, and then you are angry, things are not going, that's stress. And that is not good. And then your body will keep pumping a lot of adrenaline, cortisol, so your reproductive system is not going to work. And that is a reason why when you are sick, you don't think about sex. If you're under stress, you don't think about sex. As a matter of fact, libido is the highest form of libido, is the overall measurement of good health. Wow. If you are very healthy, you want sex. But if you're under stress, you have cancer, you are sick, diabetic, whatever, you don't think about sex.
And after soya bean no wa me atiase meme bi wo ho anopa awia ne anwumre wakwa adwuma kra na wo bedi di no wo bowra shop a no akwakwa gi soya bean drink no de brodo no aboso meat pie no waje eye ne se wo ye krachi ne eye ne so me I don't eat outside and ora Steve am atiase say edu anadwo a ne ahomache e wo se kwadwo pagya ne tie mpagya no eno so eka ho eno achese ano ye di nkoma fa ebre ho wo bo a wotimi bra na wo chese se wo yare a anase wo cancer wo nipa kro ya wo atiridi wo asichire yare wo we ya sebi bema wa adwo kro ankoso oba sebi ma kro du ye boso me kra no na ye bibi we ya na ya se we kakra kra no a na ye sa moment no na afi mu wo chese stress e bre so etimi sebi ekum beba bre etimi ekum ema eno ti ye hwenye kum se wo kum wo na emom no empam no wo bekun wo begu ani ma se bema 10 gram pa na sebi wa ye ko to edu anadwo adwuma na ba no na fe woni nam tenchen edu anadwo afe na otetententan edu anadwo na wo kwa check meter oboa enema na enkoyi eno ti no eno ho komo na ye di fi se ye hawa ekuni pa bebre wo ba bi wo a wo hwe ni kunu a say kama sika wo fie bibia bi say sister na de na wuja aware a wontimi nka ni na ye bia nya ni na ye huhumo. I was coming to that. Can sexual or erectional dysfunction be attributed to something spiritual, or it's solely physical, as in the causes?
Yeah, you see, as a matter of fact, even the medical industry, the doctors, they know it. There are certain types of sicknesses that has spiritual cause behind it. So if you talk about a spiritual, it's 100% legit.
At what age can one be affected?
Hey, if you have a little boy, little child, and then you start feeding your child with soy, the child could have erectile dysfunction, and the child could also be homosexual. Wow. Because the soy, the xenoestrogen, like I mentioned, they mess up the brain chemistry. And if a woman is pregnant, for example, the baby is always a female. They call it zygote. Okay? Always. If a woman becomes pregnant, the baby is always a female. Wow. So first of all, I would say it's a reptile because we have reptilian DNA. Okay, so the baby is always a female. After 6 weeks or between 6-8 weeks, the baby, if the baby is going to be a male, the pituitary gland is supposed to secrete testosterone. So proper testosterone secretion and proper brain chemistry would let the baby become a man. But if there is less testosterone secretion, it will just only form small testes, but there will not be proper brain chemistry, and this is where indigenous homosexuality comes from.
So it doesn't matter the age?
It doesn't matter what the age is going to be. So if you are a mother and then, you know, maybe the types of, because if you're a mother, you are pregnant, the types of food you eat affects the baby. Even your thoughts affects the baby. Why do they always say mother's tongue? When they say mother's tongue, do you know what it means? When they say mother's tongue, it means communication between a pregnant woman and the baby inside the stomach. You are always communicating with your baby. So what you think, what you eat, what you drink, your breath, everything affects your baby. So this is what they say mother's tongue. So it's not necessarily per se like, you know, your language or whatever. That's where mother's tongue comes. So if you're a mother, you know, and you are pregnant and the lifestyle, the stress, all those things don't go down, and the types of food you are eating, it will affect your baby.
So what are the food we are supposed to eat? Not specifically for only the pregnant women, but generally, so we can protect ourselves from this sexual dysfunction. You
know, it's just to avoid a soy. Soy also, you know, there is also flaxseed, okay? Flaxseed is also highly estrogenic. You know, flaxseed is omega-3, but you see, we don't need too much of omega-3 because the body wants the omega oils 11-to-1 in favor of omega-6.
11-to-1 in favor of...
Yeah, 11-to-1. The body, the skin, the eyes, everywhere is omega-6. Only the brain needs omega-3, but very in small quantity. So if you're buying the fish oil and all that stuff, it's wrong science. That is not good. Omega-3 is, you know, we need a small quantity of omega-3, and it shouldn't be coming from fish oil. It should be coming from plant-based. You know, sunflower, safflower, even primrose, flaxseed oil, and pumpkin seed oil. So with our
local foods, with this contemporary garden eggs,
great food. Oh yeah, those small green stuff. Yeah, they are good. You see, we have natural food in Ghana, and I don't see the reason why people should be eating things like pizza, macaroni, spaghetti, you know, even the tofu. Tofu is soy, you know. You know, even nattokinase, you know, things like that. So we have local food, you know, yam.
Solid.
This is what is good for our biology, okay? You know, normally if you live in an environment, an area, the air flowing around, the bacteria in it, that's your biology. You see, that's your biology. So if you have the contemporary, the yam, the cocoyam, all those stuff, that is our biology, you know, the bacteria within that environment. That is what is good for you. But if you're eating food outside your biology, let's say, you know, if you're a black man, you're not going to go to the Eskimos and start eating seal because their food, the types of food they eat is different from the way people from the tropics.
Spag and the fried rice is not good for our health. Not good for our health, sorry.
You know, the rice is good, but the problem is the pesticides. You know, glyphosate is nasty stuff. The glyphosate also is another problem. You know, these weed killers, highly estrogenic. It can give you cancer, it can give you erectile dysfunction. Why? Because it's highly estrogenic and it contains glycine. Glycine, you know, the fake or the xenoglycine, you know. And the body produces natural glycine, or when you eat food, you get glycine from it. But the one coming from this weed killer, they call it this glyphosate. That's a nasty stuff. Because the body thinks it's natural, it's not natural, it goes, then it disrupts, it kicks away so many things. It disrupts your iodine, metabolism, everything. And you know, my iodine is what controls your thyroid, the master hormone. If your thyroid is not good, you're a woman, you can't get pregnant. If you're a guy, your it's going to disrupt everything. And another bombshell too I can put here right now is the problem with this cholesterol. You see, everybody talks about cholesterol. Oh, you know, cholesterol, my cholesterol is too high, all that stuff. It's fake science. And what I'm saying, if somebody thinks, you can go to research. You know, for me, I back it up with stuff. You know, cholesterol was made up in 1990. You know, a long time ago, people who are old enough, before 1990, you ever heard about cholesterol?
Cholesterol is not, it's not natural.
No, you know, cholesterol is the most abundant substance in the human body. Without cholesterol, you have erectile dysfunction. If your cholesterol
is... it was made up in 1990.
Yeah, cholesterol anemia, or let's say they say, oh, your cholesterol is too high, or yada, yada, yada. That thing is fake science. Because you see, cholesterol is not like one heart fitting everybody. If you are somebody, you are like relaxed, you don't get too many cuts on your body, you don't like too much sex, you don't get butted by people, you know, you are somebody, you are just cool, nothing bothers you, you don't worry all that thing, your cholesterol needs to be low.
Okay.
If you are somebody always on constant move, you like a lot of sex, the type of job you do, you cut yourself easily, you need high cholesterol. So it doesn't fit all. And the longest living people on the planet, the Volk Obama, the Okinawa, all these people, they have the highest cholesterol. And if you're growing old from 50, 55, your cholesterol needs to be high, because when you're growing old, enzymatic activities go down, your vitamins, mineral, amino acid, all those things, they go down. Cholesterol is a backup.
Meaning this cholesterol is not bad as we see it?
No, hell no.
Depending on the job you do?
Correct. Okay. So one size doesn't fit all. It's just like you are sleeping, blood pressure is down. You wake up, goes a little bit high, you start to jog, it goes higher. It's also adaptive. It's adaptive to your situation. Would you like to do high blood pressure? Would you like to take your blood, measure it if you're jogging?
No.
Why wouldn't you want to do it? Because they will tell you it's too high. Yes, so it's adaptive. Depending on the situation. Maybe your arteries are clogged, arteries are, very small. The pressure needs to go high.
Let's see something about beans. You said soya bean is not healthy for us. So we want to know, is it all beans? We have these Bambara beans. When you go to the market, we have this red beans, white for gobe, red for wache, and all that. Are all inclusive? Like, are all beans inclusive, or just the soya bean?
You know, the thing is, all seeds, all pods, all peas, all of them, they are highly estrogenic. Why? You know, these things, they have a lot of chemicals in them. You know, the beans, the
natural
corn,
chemicals or artificial chemicals? They
have natural chemicals.
Okay. Because
the beans, all those grains, they also want to procreate. They want people to put them in the soil so that they germinate. Yeah. They want to procreate. That's the law of nature. You know, humans, we procreate. The seeds also, they also want to germinate, okay? They don't have hands, they don't have legs to run away. Okay. So they have chemicals in them that when other living organisms eat them, they mess up their gut so that they'll stop eating them. That is also their protective mechanism. So if you want to eat these beans and all that stuff, you need to prepare it in a very good way. For example, like beans. If you want to eat beans, you don't just take beans and then you start boiling it. You need to soak it overnight. Okay? Soak it overnight so that the bean thinks that, it's getting prepared to germinate. So it looses its chemical that destroys the gut. Okay. So then when you boil it for a very long time, the phytates and those chemicals, they get away. When you eat them, it's safe. So that is why they always talk about...
Gobe.
Gobe, what is gobe?
Gari and beans.
Oh, the gari and beans. The gari is good, but the beans, like I said, you need to prepare it in a special way. Okay. You soak the bean overnight. Then the beans thinks that, they are preparing it to germinate. So then it lets go its chemicals that destroy the gut. Okay. Because the problem is a lot of people are sick because the gut is messed up. You eat certain types of food, you can't digest it because of the chemicals in them, or maybe they punch microscopic holes inside your intestine. And then, in the intestine, in the stomach, that's why you have your the headquarters of your immune system is here. Okay. So when those things go through, you can even eat broccoli, carrot, cucumbers, all those things. They're good food. But once the protein is not broken down into amino acid, because the body doesn't want protein getting inside the blood. So when those things sneak and then they go through your intestine, they meet your immune system, and then boom, it mounts an immune response. This is where allergy is coming from. Okay. Because of eating, like certain food that are not properly prepared.
Ebusia ye gusua edi enkomo kame se enkomo ma yiwa firimu kakra fa cheme ni nyanse enkomo no ayede ye ne owura Steve na edi enkomo efa sebi mema wo mutimi mu adwuma ne ma omunso entimi mu adwuma ewo empem adwuma no nya na enye mema nko a wo ba ha na ye bibre mu afa na ye ne se mema nko a na so ne owura Steve am yate ase se enye mema nko a na wo mu etiminya erectional dysfunction e manso etimiya bi etino niam ede ba no na eguso edi nkomo no na obo bibi te se adua so na chese so ya bin eti eno na mbisa ne se ne basa no a beans ni nyina ne titumi producer opego be pa ajamonu onyana no pa wi na enwumre kro be ni favorite na ne owura yi a kire yen am ye hu ne se beans no ahode na wom no wo soro na beans ne se ne ete no ono no wo pese ka ode ne hye fom a wonyini se ne nipa ene abode mu hyehye ete no yen ye wo ne nipa ye wo no saa na mpempi no ya na adua mo mote eno to se se wo benya beans na wo se onu ano kwan soronko bi so kwan soronko ne se ne na wo be ya enu anwumre no na de egu nsuom ti no ase beans no no age se wo daada no
correct
wo daada no bi se yen se ye bedua no obehu ase de na sija so eti ebisa wo mo di go bebrebe no sai ana nipa na akoto davi sai na davi wono beans no se wono ani yi a obetimi wo ye be ma sebi agron beba from abatan bi no so a ne o ma ye o mo apremanfo o me de me ma me ba no fo me ba de wo se wonom soya bean drink ni ehu ne se me obia me epreman ni e be hyehye me ba no ne openya me yate ase se soya bean no drink o se beans na mu no akola kete emfa ho ene se bi onhu empama gudie ya de se obetimi anya wo hawe no ti yenka na yenhye no so che se emfie no so emfa ho ye wo akwala ne kura na obetimi anya sexual dysfunction ni nyina ye se ye ya batan no na ye apemfo no ye nyema na me kondo we nya bibia na wo so kondo officer sabre no kan hu se nipa bi ehyewu mu ti de wo bedi no ebetimi so akwa ha adwenti eno ho nkomo na yedi. Some researchers say fertilizers we use on our foods before they are being cooked no and also contributed to sexual dysfunction. Is it true?
Yes, of course, because you know fertilizers what they use I think they use only 3 stuff, nitrogen and I think they call it I forgot, maybe some only 3 minerals. We have like 92 different type of minerals.
Okay.
So those fertilizers, they are also highly estrogenic. Just like the weed killer, the Monsanto, Glyphosate, same thing. And you see the erectile dysfunction we're also talking about, when sometimes people they have erectile dysfunction, they want to use Viagra, Cialis, like I said, it's not a good way to go, because if you have erectile dysfunction, the first thing actually you have to look out is your heart health. Okay. Because the highest storage of your testosterone is in the heart, the brain, the sac, and then the muscles. So if your heart is not working good, you have erectile dysfunction. Your dick is not going to work good.
Okay.
And
so,
yeah, you know, maybe for the next, I don't know, show or whatever, you know, the heart is not what pumps blood.
Like they've taught us, cause that's
yeah, like the way they say, you know, the heart is pumping blood. Yeah, the heart doesn't pump blood. Okay. You know, the heart is like, should I say, the master organ that is like, you know, orchestra. You know, you have the master one, the lead singer, or the one who is like controlling. That's what the heart is. Okay? So when the heart is not functioning properly, all the other organs, they get confused. Because if you have, let's say, a lead singer, or no, not a lead singer, like a band, and then you have, let's say, the lead, should I say, yeah, something, yeah, and if the things are not going, then all the other guys, they get confused. You know, the liver, you know, the pancreas, all those things, you know, the kidney, they don't work good because they are confused. Because the one that is supposed to be directing them, the heart is the director. Correct. Correct. So if the heart is... Yes, so the heart doesn't pump blood, because if the heart were to pump blood, you know, they've I mean, in science they know, the medical doctors too, they know. Because the pressure at which blood enters into the heart, it leaves the heart also with the same pressure. Because normally, let's say if you have a pump, and then liquid comes in and you pump like this, the pressure from here is supposed to be the highest. Yes. But the way the heart, the blood enters the heart is the same way it leaves. And by the way, you see, even if you look at, I just want to put a very simple analogy. If, let's say, you have a pump, and then you want to pump water upstream. Maybe you have a story building, and then you want to pump. Where do you put your machine? Do you put a machine up, or you put it down to carry the...
Then take the
it goes up, yes.
Up, yeah.
So if the heart was pumping blood, the heart will be located down, not here.
Okay.
And you see, you know, our blood vessels, the capillaries, all those things, if you put them like in a straight way, they say to go around the earth 5 times. If you lay them side by side, they'll cover maybe 5 football fields. So how can a small machine like this, because everybody's heart is your fist. Your fist is the size of your heart.
Everybody.
Correct. You know, so how can this small machine pump blood from here all around, you know? So, you know, everybody can back it up. See, Rudolf Steiner, Victor Schauberger, Edgar Casey. These are people, they call them the anthroposophical.
Because you walk ra send chede eketekete. Yeah. Ti na akoma na eketekete. Nti wo nyini no sa nti akoma no so nyini. Yeah,
you know, all the organs inside our body, they shrink when you're growing old. Okay. You know, old age starts from 27. Eh? If you're 27 years, that is when old age starts. So, you know, like I was saying, this Victor Schauberger, Edgar Casey, Rudolf Steiner, these are people who are in this anthroposophical society. Anthroposophical means people who have, you know, wisdom, knowledge. Not like maybe you go to school and then you chew and pour. You go read and then you are able to answer and then you go write exams, you pass. Because, you know, we have 2 types of people on the planet. Okay. There are those who go to school, they just chew and pour. And there are those who have natural wisdom. You know, there are people who go to school, they can just learn and then they regurgitate, you know, like they can recite whatever they and they go to write exam, they pass. And there are those who can use their own natural wisdom and they can create, they can invent.
Abusia ye dia ye obika ye dia agro no na ye sua de pa ene ora Steve ameyate say ye ko school no ye ka say the heart pumps blood sa na yaka say akoma wo ye no e na di moja e ma ba bia wo say ko nyina e ko ne wa che ye say ntesa na emfanto ho a wo de eto ho ne say wo wa abrosan na eba se o pese wu di nsuo kọ abrosane so se bia wo chese dan kwa emfa se wo horo chese dan a eye den ehimfa na de machine si wudi si form na afi hose no wapeja na wo chese akoma yi e wo soro iti eden akoma no a e wo soro no timi pompe ama ne ba form wo chese se ne awon so twede ete no ba bia wanya du no atena se mo awtwede se na awtwede ete no sa pepepe e na wakoma etienti se wo twede so a ene adwuma wo ho esu anso a adwuma e wo ho nti nkoma a yedi akofa ho nyina aba eye sebi mema wo mutimi nya adwuma e wo empam na achese sebi kum kwatefo no e na afa sebi kum twefo no no ho enkomo na edi no no amayate ase se emfa ho ni age apemfo wo ho a na apemfo bi wo ho anuane o mudi no yade se ese wo moma na pomoden kransa na o maba bontenti se be ma bi wo ho no ntimi mu adwuma obi wo ho a awuo mu e na wanhwa a edi aba besi sei. Boss, let's talk about this sexual enhancement pills. Does it contribute to sexual or erectional dysfunction?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, the first thing you have to look at your heart, because if your heart is not working good and then you want to take those pills, you can end up with a massive heart attack. And don't you see a reason why when the Viagra came, there were some of the men who were using Viagra, and then they killed cold. They died on top of the woman. Yes. Because the heart is not working, then you want to force it, you have, you know, so it doesn't work.
Okay, so when we are having sex, the heart does everything. As you said, the heart is the controller of the whole organs.
Whole organ.
So when a man is on top of a woman,
yeah, you take the Viagra and then it's like producing nitric oxide. Okay. Nitric oxide is what makes, you know, your veins, the arteries, they dilate. They make the blood to pump quick, fast, and then it will pump it to the penis so that the penis will get erection. Okay. Because it's blood that does it. And now your heart is not working good, so then you are forcing to, you know, you are forcing one of your organ. It's just like some of these COVID patients who, let's say somebody, they said, okay, he had COVID, whatever, you know. he has a respiratory problem, the lungs are destroyed. The lungs don't work good, okay? They have problem with the lungs. And then you want to force put oxygen, the person is going to die.
Okay.
Because what is supposed to carry the oxygen is not there.
It's not there.
So we are forcing it, and then...
So what of this lubricants, the oil and things?
The lubricants and all those things. Women who have this dryness and all that stuff, it's just simply because you don't have something they call the arginine and trimethylglycine. So you can take those things. Arginine, alginine, it's a mineral.
Okay.
And then trimethylglycine is also it's also a mineral. So when you combine these things, then it helps with lubrication, and it also helps with nitric oxide production. Because for you to get an erection, you need nitric oxide.
Okay.
And what can make you to produce nitric oxide is the arginine, which is a mineral, and then the trimethylglycine. Or they also have some nitric oxide sublingual liquid you can put under your tongue.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. It helps.
With no side effect.
Yeah, nitric oxide, we produce naturally nitric oxide. But if, you know, like I said, the heart and all those things don't work properly, you can't produce it.
So
because
before you take all those things, you have to make sure your system is ready to take everything.
Correct. You have to take away the stresses.
Okay.
You have stress, take care of it. And even if you take care of you take care of your stress, you are able to limit your stress. And whatever is making you stressful, you take it away. You change your diet. You stop eating the soy, stop eating all those beans, the parts, the peas, and then with the plastics and all those things, you know, the body likes to heal by way of default, just like the way computer works. Computer has a default system. Okay. If you put some things in it, some software, other things, and it's not working, the computer wants to work, you know, in its own, let's say, in a good way. Okay. The body also has the same mechanism system. So no matter what you do, the body wants to come back into something they call homeostasis. It means the body wants to be in balance, to work. So if you take away the stresses, the things that are causing the roadblock, you take it away, the body comes into balance.
So let's see something. Obi and so beka say, sign na mehu ne se me wo yade bi. The symptoms. We've seen the causes. So obi et ho onim so me de me ye adwuma o e bia 1 minute o me de how ana me de saa na metie because obi how ni bi be ne se saa na otie ti ne yira na ne girlfriend so afa ne saa obi on so na boyfriend so afa ne saa onim so asomasi de ase e ba mpam a oye tebo etino se minya saa how ya me de na mahu.
Yeah, you just know with yourself because you don't get full erection, or maybe you get erection just like last, some few minutes. Some guys, they can't go that long, within some few minutes. It's a problem because what is the bondage between a woman and a man? Okay. It's a hormone they call oxytocin. And the oxytocin, you can only get it when you get orgasm. That is what makes marriages last, beautiful, everything.
The orgasm.
Orgasm, that is it. Because the thing is, hey, I'm a man and you are a woman. Yeah. Why do you think I'm going to take you? Probably you're not part of my family, nothing. I take you and then I can give you all my money. I can do everything for you. It's the hormone oxytocin. That is the same thing that also binds a mother and a child. When you're breastfeeding, you get an oxytocin. If a woman is delivering, the contraction, the pain, it makes the woman get this oxytocin. The woman gets orgasm when she's delivering.
That is boss, hold on for me. Not just a man, member bit me sure more tamaja pademo minya do anya dro. It's not juju.
It's oxytocin.
It's oxytocin.
Yeah, that's the
hormone. Come on. Ntiabusia na e man mu ni oxytocin a. Munkoye bi na enye ni nyina na ye aduro. Enye ni nyina na o asomasi ahona ma na di. Na chese bibi koyie enu nti no sabe ya wo hwe me no se bibi nkoyie a. Ora Steve ogusu a wo cheche ye. Ntese a na ye gusu ba bi a ye duru no ye hwe se obi e was how yi be man na ne ho entimi sori obo o sori na entimi nya adwuma oba bi so e wo ho e ba mpamu a enema enkoyi a eno e na ye hwe se sen e na nipa no obefa so ana obehu eye obi se wo obo adwuma ma na ge a enka nche ne se bra wo bo wunye ehu e a wunye ehu a wonim eno tie ho e na ye dru. Please continue for me.
Yes, so the oxytocin is very powerful, is very strong. And there's a reason why a woman, when she delivers, if she gets an orgasm and she has this oxytocin, she's ready to die for the child. Women who don't get this orgasm through delivery, who don't get that bondage, through breastfeeding also, they don't get it. These are the women who don't take care of their children. Yeah, they don't care. Okay. The child can die, they don't care. But if you have that, you know, she's ready to die. She's like a lioness. It's the same oxytocin that makes a man. Then why wouldn't a man go take the brother or the sister, leave and pay all the money? But somebody, a woman, a different woman. Because you are getting the feeling, the orgasm, the oxytocin is being produced. So this is what brings bondage. And you are ready to die for the person. So if the oxytocin is not there, you are not able to satisfy your wife, you know, and she don't get that orgasm, no matter how much money you have, you can forget.
Wow. 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 So going forward, no, apart from no DBM na obinya or how you be who say when ya pem kwa or erection kwa.
Yeah, you know, you get orgasm through, you know, through sex.
Okay, so yansha dear, how best? And I say we should ye moi, be mani or be shia. How many minutes or hours or send a bill be say me no me jina me na so mini or how ye mini erectional dysfunction no ni ye moi duration for good sex.
Yeah, for me I would say probably not less than 15 minutes, you know, 15, 20. You know, if you come too quick, you know, that could be all, you know, problem. Because, you know, with sex, for you to, you know, have the erection and all that stuff, it's all from the brain, you know. If the brain, the chemistry is not working very good, it's not going to work. And there are sometimes, of course, also a man will meet if a woman is your taste, you know, it depends from everybody. You know, there are some of the men, they have their taste. If they meet a woman and the woman is not of their taste, they will not function
Mr.
properly.
Is this the first round or I'm talking of first round? Or?
Yeah, the first round.
15.
Yeah, normally yes.
Less like 7, 8 minutes.
There are some, you know, okay, one size doesn't fit all.
Okay.
There are some they can go 10 minutes, you know, depending. So it all depends on, you know, how capable the man is, and of course also, you know, during the intercourse, it depends on the energy also. Because, you know, if you're highly acidic and you don't have enough alkaline, you know, bathing your tissues, you become easily tired. You know, if you see somebody who is running a marathon and the person is never tired and able to continue, it means you have a lot of alkaline reserves. Okay. And they are bathing because when you are working, jogging, you know, intercourse, whatever, you are burning, you are using energy, you are burning cells, you are destroying cells, you are becoming acidic. The more acidic you are, the quicker, faster you're going to be tired. But if you have enough alkaline reserves, bathing your tissues, you don't become tired quickly.
Okay. So first round, like 15 minutes, but and you will be asking wakano. But you more 15 minutes. 15
minutes for the first one,
so
and the second one you could go 31 hours.
But is it best to go 1, 2? Some goes as far as 3, 4.
Oh yes, of course, it's normal.
Wow.
And normally, if you look, yeah, that's what I said. You know, libido is the overall measurement of good health. Okay. If you are really healthy, you can have sex 10 at a go. You know, having 10 orgasms, whatever. You know.
So yeah, depending on health. In a week, your advice to men, like in a week, if you are a man, how best or how many times in a week? You
know, let me tell you what. I'm not. Yeah, you know, everybody's different. But, you know, for me personally, I would say every day.
Because, every day?
Yeah, every day.
7 days a week?
7 days a week. Because, you know, if you're a man and you don't want to have prostate problem, it's always better to empty your sac. Because when you leave the sperm there for that too long, they oxidize.
Some say it's too much sex too is bad.
No, my goodness, it's not good, you know. Because you are supposed, if you leave the sperm there, if you leave the sperm in the sac for that too long, they oxidize.
Why do you produce sperms every day, men?
Yeah, you make sex of course.
Every day?
Every day you make, you know, sperm.
Wow.
Yeah, you make sperm every day. And, you know, when you sleep in the night and the thing doesn't wake up before you wake up, it means you're not producing enough testosterone.
So what of, we don't want to be specific here, but what of the men who for like 2 years, a year, 3 years, no sex?
This is not good. Because then those are the people who end up with prostate problem, prostate cancer, all that stuff. Because like I said, the sac is supposed to be emptied. If you don't empty the sac, the sperm, they oxidize. When they oxidize, what happens? Oxidation is like rust. Correct. It's like rust. The sperm is in the sac for that too long. They oxidize. Boom. You know, prostate problem.
Ebusia yegusua edi enkomo minyi wo free nkomodie ni mu na me pese me information am be translate yegusua edi enkomo na ora Steve ama yehu niema bebre wo se wono de wontimi nka ma obia na wo ye be ma ni ye mu no nka everyday me bisa ne se na wotwe wo ye be ma empra he na wo se wo ni oba ehia ene wo che se ni ye mu aka eda bia fi se da bia no emema se bi wo mu produce suspense na se koyie ma mema no ti ma no a makam na ato so miwura wa mama konma yie miwura na wa ye mese no mpacho o mpese da chi bia no o de wukunu be kwakwa wie mu ewo ayaresa bia all in the name of prostate pacho mo start na mo ye bie kwa mu ti nkoma ye di no ni nyina empamu agudi a ma ne mema dodo na ewo how ewo ho ya kwakwa hwe de de ba wa me ate asese nuane binom ewo ho a emwa titi ni soya bean ene ne drinks no fertilizer ene omo yusu sexual enhancement pill no hey asomasi wo na me show wadidi me ho a che na me do be kwa 10 rounds no wa me ate asese se wo hwe na wo organs no ni nyina adwuma de a ene lubricant de mema oba wo ho afọ kakra na na emom de enu nungu yemu no wo kire se enkoye. Can sexual or erectional dysfunction be treated, and how? If yes, how?
Yeah, you can do it naturally. You know, that's why I say you take away the stresses. The things that are causing the stress, you stop eating the soy, drinking all the milk, all those, because milk is also another problem. You know, they got this bovine hormone and hormonal disruptors also in the milk. The best milk to drink is camel's milk. Goat's milk is second to mother's breast milk. If a woman, you deliver a baby and then you can't produce breast milk, the baby can live on goat's milk till he or she is weaned. Goat's milk, yes. Goat's milk is similar to human milk.
With this cow thing?
You know, the cow, you see the way cows are, big bones and all that stuff. You know, the molecular structure of cow's milk is not really good for the human. Okay. Goat's milk is similar to humans, you know, milk. Okay. So actually, you know, like camel's milk is therapeutic. If you have cancer, you have other things, you know. Camel's milk is good. You can treat cancer with it, camel's milk. And yeah, you know, with the milk, well, if you get unpasteurized milk, I'm talking about milk that can knock off tuberculosis, unpasteurized milk. That's the better, not like drinking this pasteurized milk and most of the animals that are treated with.
With this milks on the market, I don't want to mention name, evaporated and all that.
No, it's just not good because it has been proven. They took milk and they pasteurized it, they boiled it, and then they fed 10 baby calves with it. Only one survived. All of them died. Wow. Because the milk has enzymes, bacteria in them, and they eat up, you know, things like tuberculosis. If you have tuberculosis, you can use some pasteurized raw milk to knock it off. You can use it to knock off cancer. Okay. So, you know, natural unpasteurized milk is good. But, you know, the problem is, you know, when they kill, you know, salmonella. Salmonella is nasty, it's deadly. They take salmonella and then they put it inside unpasteurized milk, raw milk, and then they took the same salmonella, they put it inside pasteurized milk. The pasteurized milk became very, very toxic, and they used it to feed some animal. They died. Wow. But the unpasteurized milk, they put salmonella in it, and the bacteria in the raw milk ate up the salmonella. So it made it not dangerous at all.
Okay, so another treatment or?
Correct, yes.
So meaning food or whatever we take inside the body and on the body are very important? Very,
very important, you know. Okay. See, the father of allopathic medicine, what was his name? Hippocrates. He said, let food be thy medicine and let medicine be thy food. He didn't say let aspirin or ibuprofen or something like that be thy food or medicine. If you are sick, you are not sick because you are lack of ibuprofen or aspirin. Take aspirin and then light beneath, take aspirin, put it on a spoon and then put light under. It's going to melt. And what you see behind is coal tar.
So what are some of the foods you recommend for us at times?
Oh, you know, the natural food. You know, eat a Kobe. Or, yeah, those things, you know, the local, the Kobe.
Is with salt.
Yeah, with the salt.
Salt too has this side effect on
my goodness.
Much salt.
No, it's a lie, you know.
Wow.
Salt, without salt, listen.
Is it because of iodine?
Not because of that.
Okay.
Salt, Latin word is sal. Salary comes from salt. Long time ago, if you worked, they paid you with salt. It comes from there. That's why the French, they call it sel. It's from salary. And salt is what connects your physical body to your spiritual body.
Wow.
Without salt, nothing works. What is the taste of you? Have you ever tasted your blood?
No, please.
No, what's the taste of, yeah. If you taste your blood, it's salt. What's the taste of your tears?
Salt.
So why are you going to tell me that salt is not good?
So this could be momone, kako.
You know, eat a lot of salt.
Cool.
Yeah, eat a lot of salt. You know, the problem is if you take the bleached, the white imported salt, that is dangerous because they have aluminum in it to prevent, you know.
So they're dancing.
Yeah, those ones, the sea salt, the dirt. The dirt you see in the salt, those are the minerals. So, you know, they sell you the bleached white salt. They take all the minerals out of it, and then they sell it back to you. So why don't you take the raw salt? Because salt, hey, without salt, nothing works. And you see, some people, when they drink water, they don't hydrate. It means the water doesn't stay. They become puffy. Okay? The water doesn't get inside the tissues because there's no salt. Because water doesn't have a mechanism of moving around the body. It's salt that makes water move. And it's water also that conducts electricity. Our body is electric.
Okay.
That's the reason why you go do EKG. If a dead corpse, if they make EKG, nothing, they don't see how your heart works. It's electricity. The body is electric.
Okay.
And what makes the electric work? Salt.
Okay. So with this perception that salt is not good, you are telling us it's the other way around.
Salt is good. Look at the work of Dr. David Brownstein. Brownstein, spell Brown and then Steen, S-T-E-I-N. Everybody Google it up. He talks about iodine. He talks about salt. Salt is really, really, I eat a lot of salt.
Wow.
And I don't have any problem.
Okay.
Okay, somebody will say, oh, you know, when I take salt, my heart blood pressure goes up and all that stuff. You know, sometimes too, it's here, it's the thinking. It's just like you have cancer, and then the doctor tells you you have 6 months to die. You know, in medicine, they have something they call placebo. The opposite of placebo is nocebo. Placebo is, you know, you are sick, then I promise you, oh, I have some liquid, you drink it, you are healed.
Okay.
Since it's here, you know, subliminal, it goes direct, it's in your brain. When you drink it, you cure, but actually there's nothing in there.
Meaning this, will not mention any, meaning this pastor's thing, like with faith, is somehow faith or?
Listen, everybody, you have power to your creator.
Okay.
Okay? You are so powerful, they don't want you knowing it. Okay?
Okay.
It's all here in the brain.
sometimes
So
this
sometimes you
waters
go,
we buy
maybe they
from
pray
them.
for you. No. You know, they pray for you. It's your own faith. It's your own faith that healed you. You know, there are some people, when they are sick, and they are walking to the hospital, as soon as they see the white coat, then they heal. It's here in the brain. You know, you are very powerful. They don't want you knowing it. Okay. They try to make it look like, oh, you are powerless. You can't do anything. You need to go kneel down and pray and then say, I committed a crime. I did this, you know.
So with the treatment now, you've taught us that these natural foods are okay. With the artificial aspect, can one be treated at the hospital?
You know, every disease is treatable.
Okay.
The only thing is that there are no treatable humans. Because you think you can't do anything without, let's say, chemical or anything. No, you know, that's what I said. Hippocrates, father of allopathic medicine, he said, let food be thy medicine and let medicine be thy food. So all the things, food stuff, we have everything in there. You know,
this cassava,
whether the hemp plant, the hemp. A lot of people put the hemp, okay? It's going to be controversial here too. Cannabis. Okay, you ask.
This carrots.
No, cannabis,
cabbage.
hemp.
Are they also
weed,
good?
The weed, the marijuana, all that stuff. We have a receptor in the body they call endocannabinoid. It's a receptor inside the human body. This cannabis, we have it in mother's breast milk.
Okay.
That is what gives joy, happiness. So you see, they are legislating joy out of our life. You see, if, for example, like the cannabis was bad, we wouldn't have this receptor they call the endocannabinoid. Because you see, the human body, we have magnesium, potassium. If you take salmon from the sea, You eat it, you get potassium. You eat banana, you get potassium.
Okay.
You have the receptors inside the body. You eat it, it locks onto it, and then the body works. Now we have the endocannabinoid. Look at the name, endocannabinoid, cannabis. They found it on King Solomon's tombstone. Okay? It's God made. It's natural stuff.
Okay.
You know, the healthiest babies born on this planet, they are born to mothers in Jamaica.
Wow.
And
So can smoking...
Virginia University also, Virginia University. By the way, we're talking about erectile dysfunction.
So with this...
The hemp also, it also enhances, what do you call it, you know, sexual function.
The hemps.
Of course, the hemp, the cannabis.
Wow.
It contains more than 100 cannabinoids. It's good for the body because without it, we wouldn't have been having this receptor they call the endocannabinoid.
So meaning smoking does not attribute to this erectional dysfunction? Because some are saying if you smoke as a man, you can't erect.
No, it's a lie, my goodness.
Wow.
It's never true. You see, there are a lot of things. You see, sometimes you don't just have to look at people writing things that this doesn't work. You have to look at the anecdotal evidence. Like somebody used something and say, oh, you know, the thing works. People use it. For example, moringa.
Okay.
Okay, some they use moringa to knock off cancer. Moringa can knock off cancer. You know, moringa is one of the moringa tree alone. If there is food shortage, there is no food at all. You can live on moringa for the rest of your life.
Wow.
Why? Because moringa has all nutrients the human body needs. The vitamins, mineral, amino acids, fatty acids. And all of them are, in a synergy in such a way that, like the way the body wants it. Moringa is, it's God-given stuff. Wow. You can live on moringa for the rest of your life. And people use it and they see benefit. But now you go somewhere, maybe some medical book or whatever, they say, moringa is not good. The cannabis is not good. But, a long time ago, in the, in the pharmaceutical, they use cannabis to make a lot of drugs. You see, they tell you that, yeah, they use it to make a lot of health, pharmaceutical drugs and all those things. They take the plant, they extract the chemicals out of it, and then they produce drugs. They sell it back to you here, very expensive, whilst you have the natural stuff. Yeah. Because you see, when you have plants, you take a plant, and then you start to take things out of it, you start to tweak it. Then it's synthetic, and the body doesn't know how to work with it, and then it's not good. You want the natural stuff, because God made it there in such a way that when you use it, the body recognizes it as food, and the body starts to work with it. The sunlight hits the tree. The sunlight is a solar energy. It hits the tree picks it in the form of phytonutrients. And then when you eat it, now you get a connection like the antenna to pick up all this information. Okay. You get all the minerals, the vitamins, the amino acids, the fatty acids, you get all this. But if, let's say, you have like some of these heavy metals and those things, they block like the connection to like the antenna to get all these things, you disrupt it, and then you can't get the nutrients.
Your final words, your advice for us, our foods and everything. Final words.
Yeah, always go natural. Okay. Eat natural food, what God has put down. Don't use microwave. Take food, stick in microwave. And then, microwave is radiation. Okay. You eat food that is irradiated, that is cancer. You kill your tissues, killing it from inside out. So eat everything organic, natural food, no synthetics. You don't go buy, even sometimes people think, okay, let me buy gluten-free bread. All those things, they're nasty because food, you want it in whole, 100%, like the way God made it. You don't take it and you start to take components out of it because you think you are smarter than God. Okay. It doesn't work like that.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you too.
Ebusia enkomo no kakrakra ye de esi na openya amene no edi enkomo yi Ora Steve Mawena konu wono na obeka so anya medical doctor se na medical kan na emom no oyobi a wonimu de wo ka asem na ahwe brofo de baba ya ene ne wo bobi a me ankasa na mahu say yes ebi mu nimde wo se wo no odan no e wa kire obi so wa kire e chen se na infochinya ebi didi bi achi no oya researcher wono no wafa ato ne ho so sensem bi a yetetete nya na anka minim say the heart doesn't pump blood say na yekosuko a ye kire ye no wa me ate ase say heart no kra no eye den e na pump blood na say na ye na nwuma no nya sa na tie ensem say enya one vision gh a wunya ne ba bia eno ti ye di enkomo mibisa no me last question de man ye say kwan ben ena ko ba se obi ana ba ma bi ehuitei wo ba bi nso nkaja obetimi afa na waboa ne ho no wo che se aduane a yedi no ya de ehu hianti da bi yenko ne natural kontomire kwansusu bibia yenko che se omo che se enchene nye no omo boa enchine ye papa na emom no chese de kraba no de ana nya ye fitane no na enye na emom no ye nya yankasa ye podie bi adanchine ni de keka hu ya wo chese efin ni kura na ewo wonchine ni mu no menas no tino ye yinu si nche ne awohoro ne white ne de abre ye no wo chese papa ni mom na ye to agunti ne nsem a wode ema ye ye fu na futu ade ma ye say we should go natural se na tie bia no abatan a wo mo wo a eyo mo so mo ye guy enu ti no behu no obowura shop a no akoto soya milk drink na ye say esini ba no ye hu se wo no so ye guy no ene ora Steve ama yate ase se nya sa ene tie wo chese wo hwa milk bebrebe wo adwa so a evaporated ne de keka ka ho na enkoye ebe ya nka aponche no fumu nsuo no wo chese ni nipa de no eye pekora enu ti no se ye de benom na ntwie de ne de ka yemfa enom aponche de enya ha wonya ne babia nti ene nkoma yedi ye na ha ene bebe makwan ma ye de asi na afi no abe join conversation na ni nyina ye say emema wo mutimi nya adwuma ewo empem eman so a wo mo ho keka wo fo mo nti be ma no kra ho edensen a na ama be ma na ho de aterakọ ye potokasem ye ka no sexual na say Erectional Dysfunction no eno nkomo na ye kodi ye na opinion ni di ye ura Steve wa cheche niema bebre na nti ye wa rehwemu so obesan babiem na afi wa cheche ye niema hodo a wo se ye hu meda se wunya adaje tiem ne ba se wo asembisa bi wo comment bi a panyin no obeta aba enu nti ruja o questions na ye hia biem a ye bebisa de ama se ne be ya won so no behu ha nti mema mo nkaja no muni ha mo kwa ya besa bi o chese ya de bia ni ho a eni anu aduro ba ya besa bia de a wo kwa ebeboa na ne ye mu no ya de se start di nuane pa enye nuane e chese wo ye guy enye pizza ne fried rice ye no chese wo ye sikani no chese wo ye premani wo hwemu pa na sikafo akora behu sikani wodu kwan ho akokwa ya toto no ato na idane kam no okọ omunya mo chechechen so yen ya sebi yen kagye ene ye pizza ya na etua yen san ma ne titiru onfa nche roba mu kura na waka se hwe wa hu woto na etua ne san no opani am ya te asese ni nyina no ye aduane a enhye da emmo nti de nyame de adom ye no ye banche ye koko ye mankani ye ngo papa bi zomi no ye ndi no kwansusu ano nya ado ano ye ni ko bi no poku superku no ye fantwimu yakata ban na fifire to na wudi no bebo ama wo ye bema watimi agina so peme wo ye oba nso ahweka na ba se na ebe betimi ahia na ma na ye toka asem omo oba bitimi hia bema bosom pepepe ne ye tofia ma no nye ni nyina na ye sikaduro ana se nye ni nyina na ye juju yade se connection ni koye contact bi wo ho eno ti na saa abanti no be ye mede se unso ne ukunu ete wo na wo yereti a da bia no ukunu bebo aba so se ma piao me wura wa yade wa wura so bebo aba so se mi wura wa bo adwuma eno na eka homa ware no so ACP me da se onya daje etie me production team no me do bibiara se me din e de ahwene pa amono gemfo ye be hie bi
One Vision GH, your best online news portal.